Look closely at the global electric vehicle market. For years, legacy brands have fallen into a very predictable, highly uninspiring design routine, churning out soft, bubble-shaped crossovers that completely lack road presence. It is a formula that has left the grid feeling sterile and repetitive. But Volkswagen is officially tearing up that old playbook to defend its position against ruthless challengers. This is the all-new 2027 Volkswagen ID.AURA T6. Manufactured under the FAW-Volkswagen joint venture, this 4.8-meter midsize crossover represents a massive aesthetic shift. Instead of the anonymous, rounded contours of the early ID series that many criticized for looking like rolling appliances, the T6 introduces a sharp, wide-body posture based on a fresh design philosophy called practical naturalism aesthetics. Stretching exactly 4,811 millimeters in length, it commands real physical real estate, acting as a much longer, far more imposing presence on the road. Up front, the closed fascia is anchored by an aggressive, continuous starring LED running light strip that stretches completely into the front fenders. This beautifully frames integrated matrix headlamps that give the nose a harder, more upright character. There are no soft, apologetic curves here. A pronounced, naturally bulging hood rises slightly toward the center, giving the face a muscular sense of strength. Below, an active air intake system cuts into the lower bumper, balancing aerodynamic cooling with an imposing stance. The side profile is clean and elongated, dropping the heavy look of old-school SUVs. A sharp, singular waistline extends uninterrupted from the front fender all the way to the rear taillight, sculpting a body that looks dynamic and tightly pulled. Complete with semi-hidden door handles and 20-inch machined alloy wheels, it sits with an imposing stance. Volkswagen has finally realized that efficiency does not mean a car has to look boring. This is a confident statement designed to prove that legacy heritage can look fiercely modern. But do not let the outer sheet metal distract you from the most critical part of this vehicle. The real revolution is happening completely underneath the skin, where Volkswagen has executed a historic corporate pivot. The ID.AURA T6 is the absolute first model to deploy the Advanced China Electronic Architecture, or CEA, co-developed alongside electric vehicle pioneer XPeng. This moves Volkswagen completely away from their old, heavily criticized distributed software systems that plagued early models. Instead of relying on dozens of separate, isolated electronic control units scattered around the chassis, the CEA framework completely collapses that old ecosystem. It introduces a hyper-advanced central computing gateway paired with localized zonal controllers. This structural upgrade slashes the physical ECU count by roughly 30% and strips out miles of heavy, complex wiring compared to traditional platform layouts. It acts as a single, lightning-fast unified brain for the vehicle, decoupling software functions from rigid hardware dependencies. Inside the cabin, the results of this XPeng collaboration are immediate. The entire ecosystem is driven by a central AI gateway that seamlessly manages 3 distinct software roles: a dedicated driving agent, an intuitive cockpit agent, and an automated services agent. This architecture unlocks smooth capabilities, enabling natural, continuous voice interactions and vehicle updates that deploy over the air with zero system lag. This is the structural tech foundation Volkswagen desperately needed to match the blistering development pace of younger startups. They are no longer just building traditional hardware, they are finally delivering a true, software-defined vehicle platform. Now, shift your focus to the roofline hardware and run the raw engineering metrics. Right above the windshield, the ID.AURA T6 proudly houses an advanced sensor pod featuring a high-definition LiDAR array. This hardware feeds directly into the new Carizon Intelligent Driving Assistance System, a joint venture between Volkswagen Group and Horizon Robotics. This setup allows the T6 to execute full navigate on autopilot functions across complex urban routes and high-speed highway grids, tracking environmental vectors in real time. Under the shell, the powertrain telemetry matches this high-tech focus. The pure electric variant features a rear-mounted motor delivering a highly responsive 228 horsepower, drawing energy from a robust lithium iron phosphate battery pack manufactured by Carizon. But Volkswagen is not stopping there. To completely eliminate any lingering range anxiety, the AURA sub-brand architecture is strategically expanding to support plug-in hybrid and extended-range electric vehicle configurations. It ensures that no matter your charging infrastructure, the telemetry is optimized for maximum efficiency. Let's bring this physical, structural, and digital analysis of the Volkswagen ID.AURA T6 to a highly definitive conclusion. Has Wolfsburg finally built the deeply desirable, competitive electric crossover the market demanded? Look directly at the data. If you are a buyer who remains completely skeptical of foreign software partnerships, or if you still prefer the mechanical simplicity of traditional internal combustion engines, this high-compute platform might not be your chosen path. But if you look at the layout with objective logic, the T6 is a massive triumph. By pairing a sharp, genuinely attractive crossover design with a hyper-advanced, XPeng-backed electronic architecture and LiDAR automation, Volkswagen has eliminated its biggest weaknesses in one single move. They have created a vehicle that is not just reliable, but highly sophisticated, tech-dominant, and visual proof that they can stand toe-to-toe with the fiercest challengers on the market. I'm Ava. Tell me in the comments if this new design language and XPeng software architecture are enough to make you choose the ID.AURA T6 over a domestic EV rival. Make sure to hit that subscribe button right now, turn your notifications on, and I will see you in the next deep dive.